Hello everyone, welcome to the Ozark Outpost. This is Global War 85, Operation Knox. It's going to be Soviet Global Command 6.3. Okay, I have a housekeeping for the Soviets. I made an error on the last turn with advanced manufacturing. My mistake was I thought that even though the first stage of the multi-stage build was free, that you still actually had to do it in 2 stages. You don't. When you complete advanced manufacturing, the first stage of a multi-turn build is just eliminated. So I took everything off the board because the Soviets spent all their money last turn. They didn't allocate any for actually building the army bases. So that's wiped out. Okay, now proceed. Tech. PGM, Advanced Logistics, Advanced SLBM, Seed, Chemical, Advanced Sonar. Would you look at that? They missed everything. There is going to be lots and lots of tree counting in Siberia. Lots and lots. All right, let's just get all those dice out of here. They discussed the General Secretary. Okay, next is going to be diplomacy. The Soviets are going to try to influence their socialist brothers in Algeria, with whom they have a cooperation treaty. So they're going to use their free die and try to get that defense treaty. They did not. Sad failure. Okay, also in global operations, the Soviets are going to deploy a military advisor. He is going to Angola, to the minor air base, to the Joint Allied minor air base. So for the whole of this turn, that air base will be considered a major. Okay, military aid. The Soviets are spending 5 on a destroyer and a next-gen MBT. With the arms sales discount of 4, the destroyer is essentially free. All right, and then for their own purchase, the Soviets are going to spend 12 on a pair of backfires. They are going to spend 12 more on 2 ASFs, 6 on a fighter. They're spending 3 Battlestar IPP and 2 Income IPP on a minor army base with advanced manufacturing. And they're saving 1. And you will understand in just a second why these missiles are here. Because now that we are in the combat movement phase, Soviet Global is declaring war on US Global and NATO. So, this turn they will be producing 5 anti-ship missiles and 8 cruise missiles. And as you can see, I've already changed everybody out in India and Pakistan to reflect the military pacts that were signed as soon as they went to war. Okay, so combat movements. First up, this SSN in I-4 is going to attack the NATO tanker. Next, these guys in Shiraz are attacking Tehran. The Spag is going in to attack this spag is going into attack. And up here in Volgograd, the major air base is shooting a cruise missile, 1, 2, 3, in there to join the attack. Okay, then, yeah, that'll work. The backfire. The backfire there in Volgograd is taking off, and he is flying 1, 2, 3, 4 down here to Shiraz, where he is shooting 3 anti-ship missiles at the oil tankers in I-6. The medium bomber in New Delhi is flying 1 down here to Hyderabad. He is shooting an anti-ship missile 1, 2 into I-6 at the oil tankers. One of the changes under V2 is long-range missile technology. It now gives all missile class units +1 to their movement. So that's why the anti-ship missiles are able to go extended range. So 4 anti-ship missiles attacking the tankers. Okay, over here, the reason we put the advisor on this minor airbase is to increase its airborne operations capacity. Because these 2 Soviet airborne are going to take off from here and fly 1, 2 into an airborne assault on Nigeria. This early gen fighter is also going 1, 2 to support the attack. So we see how that works. That can come off, that can come off. The others can stay for now so I don't forget them. Okay, next step. Here in the South Atlantic, these 2 SSNs and A-39 are attacking the American destroyer and frigate in A-42. These 3 SSNs in A-26, 1, 2, 3, they are attacking the American cruiser and frigate in A-41. And then up north, oh wait, no. Don't forget, right here in the Caribbean, the Soviets have 3 airborne in Cuba, and that is a major Allied air base. So the 3 Soviet airborne are going to take off from Cuba and head down here to Panama in an airborne assault. And an early gen fighter from Cuba is going to go 1, 2 along with them to support the attack. And then farther up north, we have 3 Soviet diesel boats, 2 of them coming out of port from Murmansk, are going into A8 as a screening force to attack this NATO diesel boat here. And then if the screening force attack is successful, well, regardless of what happens there, these 2 airborne from Murmansk, 1, 2, 3, are going in an airborne assault on Svalbard. If the screening force attack is successful, then the Northern Fleet comes out of port, moves over here to A8. The amphib carrying the 2 Marines and the attack chopper from Murmansk will also join the attack on Svalbard. Yes. Yeah. And that's going to be it for combat. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for combat. So the first thing we're going to do is the attack on the tanker in I-4. So the SSN attacks. 10 is a miss. The chopper on ASW patrol there gets to defend. And he misses with an 8. Now, since that SSN conducted an attack in non-combat movement, he cannot go on silent running. He shot, so he has to stay visible. Okay, next we'll do the 4 anti-ship missiles on the tankers in I-6. There's no defense there. So we just got 4 ASMs coming in. No hits. Everybody missed. Not very good missile targeting. I think there are going to be some difficult discussions at the Ministry of Soviet Naval Aviation. All right, now we will have the attack on Tehran. I'm not going to battle board it. Let's see. The cruise missile gets first strike. Well, the cruise missile can't target the fighter, so target select doesn't matter. Okay, cruise missile missed with a 10. So now we have 2 SPAGs at 1. Both missed. We have... Oh wait, the artillery should have been first strike. Artillery shooting chemical. At a self-propelled artillery shooting chemical at 2. Okay, he missed. No big deal. All right, now MBT at 3. Missed. Got his regular 4. Attack chopper at 6. Finally, there is a hit. 1 hit. Okay, now we have light infantry defending. Okay, there is 1 hit. Fighter defending, air superiority. He misses. Okay, so 1 hit for each side. Well, again, they're going to take the light infantry and they are going to kill a SPAG. Okay, the other SPAG and the self-propelled artillery go to the retirement box. The cruise missile is done. They're going to try to get him out of there. So the MBT at 3. Miss. Rolled his regular 4 again. Attack chopper at 6. Missed. Fighter. Fighter got a hit with a 6. Soviets killed the MBT. Not well. If they do that, they can't capture the territory. Once again, the Iranians hold on. The Soviets are going to have to kill the MBT. And no, they're not. They're gonna keep the MBT. They're gonna have to kill the attack chopper. Once again, the Iranians hold on and thwart the Soviet plan for domination. I never, ever thought that a couple of units surrounded, well, they still got a minor air base, so they're not out of supply, but still surrounded would be able to hold out like this. Never thought it possible. Okay, now we have the action in Nigeria. 2 airborne in airborne assault with an EGF in support against lone light infantry. So since there's no target select or anything, it doesn't matter. We have 3 3s for the Soviets. Okay, there is the hit that is needed. Light infantry defends for a miss. Take that off of there, get him out of there. Get around the one here. The Soviets have captured an oil land zone and they get an extra IPP. Oh, I forgot to mention, whenever I switched out India and Pakistan, I adjusted the incomes on the chart. So now the Soviets are going up 1 from 42 to 43. Okay, now we'll have the action in A42. The destroyer cancels the first strike of 1 SSN. Now, wait a minute. They have advanced sonar. So both SSNs have their first strike canceled. Okay, so 2 Soviet SSNs attack. 1 gets a hit. Frigate. Miss. Destroyer. Miss. Okay, the frigate is dead. 2 SSNs attack. They missed this time. Destroyer gets a hit. 1 SSN is dead. The other is going to try to take the American out. So, destroyer, destroyer, SSN. The SSN's green. Both miss. Both miss. Okay. The SSN finally got his hit. So the American destroyer is gone. So these 2 guys are gone and 1 SSN was sunk. That's that. Okay, now we will have the action in A41. One SSN has its first strike negated by the frigate with advanced sonar, so the other two SSNs do get first strike shots. So here we go, 2 first strikes for the Soviets. And they got 1 hit. So naturally the Americans are going to take the hit on the frigate. So the cruiser is left on its own. Okay, now the other Soviet SSN shoots. Miss. He's going to be blue, and the American is going to be orange. Well, I got to do it like this time. There's the cruiser defending. It gets a hit. So 1 SSN is killed. The other 2 are going to try it again to try to take him out. The subs are blue. Cruiser's orange. Everybody misses. They'll try again. Okay, the cruiser got another hit. So the surviving Soviet is going to retreat to A39. Since he attacked, he cannot go on silent running in that zone, but he can retreat normally. Okay, that's it for there. Now we got the fight in Panama. We have 3 airborne and an early gen fighter against a defending SPAG and a mech. So here we go. The SPAG gets to take his 3 air defense shots. And look at that, he got 2 hits. Can you believe that? The SPAG came through in the clutch and scored 2 hits. First strike. So it's going to be 1 airborne. It's going to be 1 airborne in the EGF. Okay, so now 2 airborne attack. Airborne attack for the Soviets. They both miss. The mech defends for the Americans, and he gets a hit. Oh! Okay, there's 1 Soviet airborne left. It's airborne assault. He can't retreat. So the airborne's yellow, the mech is red, the SPAG's in the retirement box. The airborne missed. That's cocked. We're going to have to re-roll that. Okay, miss. Okay, the mech hit. The airborne missed. So this Soviet attack failed. Panama held strong. Now, something I probably better do before I start forgetting is battle stars. The Soviets got a land battle star for Nigeria. The Americans just got 2 for defending Panama. Because as soon as the Soviets attacked, Panama just signed a military pact and it became an American territory. So yeah, that's where we are so far. No task forces have been defeated. The Americans, they don't get anything for defending, do they? Well, do you get a naval battle star for sinking submarines attacking by themselves? The rule says you get one for sinking a submarine defending alone. But these guys are not defending, they're attacking and got sunk. Does the defender get a battle star for that? I don't know. I'll have to ask. So now we're going to move north. Definitely some surprises in this one. Okay, so we're going to have the screening force attack by 3 diesel boats on 1 diesel boat. And move this stuff out of the way again. Everybody has first strike. Now that I've said that, let me look at my chart and verify that diesel boats have first strike. Yes, they do. All right, so we're going to have 3 Soviet boats and 1 NATO boat. I think you can tell who's who. Okay, the Soviets got a hit, NATO missed. So the NATO diesel boat is sunk. Again, I'll have to find out if, well, no, the Soviets do get a battle star for that for sure, because he was defending alone and got sunk. So there's 1 naval battle star for the Soviets. I put that on their little tally sheet there. Okay, so now we have 2 airborne and 2 Marines and an attack chopper in various assaults. So the 2 Marines are going to have close air support, so they're going to be rolling 4s. That is not... Is that mountain? No, it is not. No terrain. Okay, so we've got 2 airborne at 3. There is the hit that was needed. Go on and do the Marines just because they came along. They missed. Okay. The paramilitary defends, and he missed. So paramilitary is gone. The Soviets capture Svalbard. Get everybody landed there. Go get around all the Soviets, get another land battle star. So let me put that in their tally. And get their roundel on here. Okay. That is it for combat. Move that back over out of the way. Non-combat. Okay, this backfire in Murmansk is going to air redeploy all the way down here to Angola. There he is in all of his Soviet glory, down there in southern Africa. Okay, the 3 SSNs in A3 are going 1, 2, 3 down here to A26. There's that. I'm going to put these guys all back over here where they go again. Here we are. The medium bomber lands here in Hyderabad. The backfire is also going to go over and land in Hyderabad. I've been thinking about those subs. For right now, I'm going to award the battle stars. So the Americans sunk 3 subs over there. So I'm giving them 3 naval battle stars. If that has to be corrected, I'll do so when it's time. And I just realized looking over here. Oh, never mind. Okay, so I think we're done with non-combat. Yes, done with non-combat. Okay, so we place units. The fighter is going to the minor air base here in Afghanistan. Then the minor army base is going here at Shiraz. And the other guys are going to go up north. I don't need to take you around there with me. So the 2 backfires and the 2 ASFs are being built here in Murmansk at a major air base. And I've determined that I'm probably going to have to get some more backfires and get them painted. Okay, now we're delivering aid to India, which is now Soviet units. So the next gen MBT, and I already put that box away too quick because I forgot I have to have a destroyer out of here. Actually, we want that instead. So the next gen MBT gets delivered here to Hyderabad, and the destroyer gets delivered over here in port. All right, I think they can do that. Well, hold the phone. Actually, I don't think that military aid can be delivered because they don't have a path. Because as you can see, the only way they can get there is to come around the Horn of Africa. And this frigate right here in I-1 is blocking their delivery path. Yeah, so now that they're at war with the Americans, I don't think that aid can be delivered. So for the moment, I think the next gen MBT and the destroyer are going to have to go in the place units box over here on the build chart, because they are undeliverable at the moment. If I'm wrong about that, tell me, but like I said, enemy naval unit is blocking the path, so I don't see how they get through there. Okay, so now we're collecting money. The Soviets, as I said, are at 43. And they're going to have some wartime adjustments. Okay, Nigeria and Shiraz are +2 each, so that's +4. Nigeria is also, oh wait a minute, no, never mind. Never mind. So that's just +4. 43 and 4 is 47. $47 plus the one they saved. We'll give them 48 for next turn. There's their cruise missiles. And anti-ship missiles. You didn't see any of that. There it all is. There it all is. Ozark Outpost. Over and out.